Alright, guys, let's get straight into it, man. Let's talk about the main man, the man of the hour, Alex Pereira, Shama do Shama. Because a tweet that he put out recently, not too long ago, has got everyone questioning. Was he actually hacked, or was this man held captive by Mr. Dana White with a phone in his hand, forcing Pereira to say a few words, otherwise he gets shot? Hey, listen, kid, you're a good fighter, kid. Kid, you can't be doing this, kid. You're putting the UFC under the bus, kid. Alright? Whatever you want, we'll give it to you, kid. That was a very bad impression of Dana White, but you get the point. What did the tweet say? Exactly, if you're watching this and you're not aware. Well, he's talking about the UFC mistreating him. And we'll go to the tweet right now, actually, and we'll have a look. So, as we can see here, Mr. Alex Pereira. I always answer the UFC's calls, but if they want to play with me, we can do that. I've never spoken poorly of the UFC, but with what I've just heard, I'm disheartened. I've already had thoughts of not fighting anymore, and after what was just relayed to me, this may be the start. Now look, man, is this a way of him just dodging Magomed Ankalaev after being delivered his second loss in the UFC? Or what? Because I don't know what to say here. You've got a man tweeting something like this out. He's saved the UFC multiple times by filling in. And then, is this how the UFC repays him? I don't buy any of it, man. I really and truly do not believe anything that he may be saying, because you have to think about it like this, man. Think about it like this. The main man, Shama do Shama, has filled in multiple times. Dana White's given him a call and said, yo, can you come in and fight this guy here? And he's accepted multiple times. So do you think the UFC is just going to scrap one of their guys with big star power, stardom? No, it's just not going to happen, is it? Impossible, man. So when you've got a man like Alex Pereira tweeting something like this out, and he claims he was hacked a few days after, as we can see from here, because Daniel Cormier came out and said, look, I don't believe it. I don't believe you got hacked at all. So you got Chael Sonnen giving his, with his crazy reactions. DC is just saying it how it is. And it does make sense, because Alex tweets this out, then a day later he comes up with a video saying, I have no idea what happened, I got hacked, I didn't mean to tweet that, my relationship with the UFC is good. Well, what's going on? If the relationship with the UFC was so good, why are you not accepting fights with Magomed Ankalaev? Yeah? If the relationship with the UFC was so good, how is it that just the day after you've tweeted something like this before, yeah, just the day after you tweeted this, and the UFC doesn't really care about you anymore? Because you're not a champ. You're not a champion anymore. You're a contender, and now you're upset that Dana's saying, look, you either have to rematch him or you're going to have to fight some other people. That's not how it works, man. So you must have the IQ of a banana if you actually believe this tweet from Alex saying, sorry, not this tweet, but if you believe the video he put out a day later. It just doesn't make sense, man. You have to be a schmuck, an absolute bozo. Understand? But with that being said, we've got openly Magomed Ankalaev expressing that, look, I'm not able to get a fight. There's Yuri Prohashka that's turning down the fights with Magomed Ankalaev because he's got university exams. That's absolutely crazy to me. Yuri is always on some sort of side mission. That man, doing the crazy screams in the jungle. He does some crazy side quests. I don't even want to question him. I don't think he fears anyone. He's just he's got a screw loose. Let's just say that. He's got a screw loose. He may not be the best in the division. Definitely isn't the best. Top 5, 100%. But he's got heart. I'll give him that. He's got heart. So as we can see from the tweet here from Big Ank, all the guys turned me down on International Fight Week. So the fight was offered to both Alex and Magomed Ankalaev. Sorry, being a bit of an idiot. The fight was offered both to Mr. Sharma and to Yuri Prohashka, and they both turned it down. And I already mentioned Yuri's reasons, and with Alex Pereira's reasons, well, let's be honest, man. When you're watching the fight back between Magomed and Alex, it was just pure domination from Magomed's side. He almost even got the knockout from in I think round 2. If he had a bit more time, he would have scored a knockout. If it wasn't a knockout, it would have been a TKO. Sorry about that clicking noise. It's my pen. Just a bit of a schmuck. I need something in my hands, otherwise I get distracted. If you're Alex Pereira, let's just say I'm Alex Pereira, for argument's sake, would I want to fight Magomed Ankalaev again? No. Really and truly, I wouldn't. Why? Because I got outstruck on the feet, and the threat of the takedown is always there. Clinch work, grappling, it's all there. I don't have that. I simply do not have that in my arsenal. So what will happen? I'll have my hands up. I'll be looking to strike, but then what if he shoots for a takedown? So now I have to keep my hands low. I have to be wary of the takedown. I have to be wary of the clinch. So what do I do now? I can't really strike with him, and now I'm anticipating the takedowns. So what happens? I get struck. I get struck at the face. I get hit in the legs, body shots and whatnot. And even if I don't get knocked out, I'm gonna lose the fight. 50-45, 49-46. Magomed Ankalaev is just extremely well-rounded. He's finally getting the respect he deserves, even though people are berating him for his performance against Alex. It was a really good performance. It was a good showing of MMA. Magomed isn't primarily a wrestler. He's more of a striker. But the threat of the takedown is always there. Light heavyweight division is a bit weak when it comes to the grappling. And Magomed just happens to be a well-rounded mixed martial artist. And this is what people do not get through their heads. Alex Pereira is a former K1 kickboxing champion. He's just a striker. He entered the MMA scene, 4 years ago? He's had amazing success in middleweight and in light heavyweight. But the reason he struggles now is because he's finally facing someone that is a mixed martial artist that isn't just a striker. He beat Yuri Prochazka, striker. He beat Izzy the first time, striker primarily. He beat Strickland, mainly a striker. So when he finally gets tested, when he's finally coming up against a mixed martial artist, of course he's going to get exposed. And of course he's going to put out a tweet like that. Would you not? You've had all this fame and stardom and people talking about you for a good 2-3 years, built up from the beef you had with Izzy. Dana White and the UFC is promoting the hell out of you. You're getting a lot of love because you're the champion now. You're the champion in middleweight. You move up to light heavyweight, you become the champion there too. Of course you're going to get a lot of love. You're filling in on short notice. Yeah, you're filling in on short notice. The boss is happy with you. You're probably making good money. And you're really popular amongst the fans. What's there not to love? So when you finally lose against someone that's worthy of an opponent, and people have moved on from you, and have now realized you're just fodder, you're just a kickboxer primarily because they forgot, then you're upset and you go on your keyboard and you type away. That's not how it works, man. Honestly, it's not how it works. And the only reason you came out with a video later is because Dana White loves you. Dana White really and truly, he does like you a bit. Because if he didn't, he would have left you out to dry. He would have hung you out on the washing line and said, mate, piss off. Sun's out. I'll leave you out to dry, mate. I don't give a shit about you, mate. But you are a decent fella. You do bring in a bit of money and revenue to the UFC. You are pretty popular amongst the fans. So I will make you put a video out and say you were hacked. Because that's the only way you can save face. But yeah, Sharma Sharma is scared. There's no other way of putting it in words. I can't really think of anything else to say other than he's scared. Who else can take the belt off Magomed in that division? There's no one else. And no one else poses a threat to him, man. Only if John Jones was somehow in light heavyweight and you're still fighting and he was in a decent age bracket. But he's gone up to heavyweight. Look, I might sound a bit of a Alex Pereira hater, yeah, but I do give him his props. I was rooting for him against Israel Adesanya. I was rooting for him against Sean Strickland. He's a good fighter, man. But that tweet he put up was just pure ego. You're expecting far too much from a company that needs you to be champion for you to be making such demands. It just doesn't work like that, man. Why are you upset that the UFC is making you do a rematch with Magomed? And then you turn it down and the UFC is moving on? What did you expect? Do you have the brain cell of a goldfish? No. You're a fully capable man. Put your head down and get to work. Maybe you can land the shot you landed on Yuri Prochazka, the head kick. Maybe you can land a flush left hook on Magomed's chin. Just get back to work. It's easier said than done, obviously. But it's your craft. It's your job. So stop moving like a little nonce. Stop moving like a little girl. And get to it, man. Look, I'm going to ask you this. Is Alex Pereira really being mistreated? Yes or no? Because I just gave you my thoughts. I want to hear it from you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to another video of mine. This was my take. If you do disagree, please let me know down below in the comment section. If you agree, also let me know. I want to see how many people agree and disagree. Also, if you can, please hit the like button. It helps push my videos out. Currently, I am struggling, but it is a passion of mine. I do enjoy the UFC. I do enjoy watching their stuff. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. Enjoy. Take care. Have a blessed night.